To everyone who's heard that Cake Vault was changing, here we go. Alright, so the goal is to run a Cake Vault. And I want to talk a little bit about the reason for changing things and what we have changed, because I think that a lot of the changes that we've done in update 13 is down to content addition for every gamer who plays the game. I'm going to do a solo cake because what I need to do is I need to make sure that things are balanced, okay? Because one of the things is that this might be completely overpowered. I want everyone to know that as I go into this vault, okay? This is important. We may be like, oh my goodness, this is too much, too good. And that is what I'm here to test. So, in the update 13 video, I showed the powers of Cake and how strong cakes can be. But I didn't talk about the difficulty of it, right? Because I was flying around in creative, I was chewing on cakes. The mobs do get stronger, and so the question is, like, once we get to like 20 cakes, are they difficult enough for the amount of loot that we are getting? And also, if we compare this to a normal vault, which I haven't really done, like comparing this to a normal run random vault, whatever have you, is this going to be a better or similar experience? I want there to be room for it to be better, but I don't want it to always be better. All right, so it's important to see whether or not this is going to be balanced or if this is going to be unbalanced. But we're now adding a cake layer, and cake layer adds everything at once: mob damage, soul shards, mob speed, mob health, all of that stuff, and more chests. And this whole update to Cake Vaults is unironically the reason this update has taken so long, because Vutax, bless him, had to rewrite the entirety. Where is this cake? He had to rewrite the entire engine for how chests cascade inside vaults, because it didn't work the way it was written. This is embarrassing. Where's the cake? It should be right here. Oh, you know what? It's going to be right above here. It's going to be right. I hate when I do this. You should always check the paths first. But in rewriting the cascading engine, I feel, and I'm not sure, be the judge yourself of this, but I feel like cakes are less server intensive now. I feel like they are less laggy when you generate a new room. Okay, not a great start. Honestly, not a great start. So far, so good with mobs, though. I can't remember the exact percentage, and there is point in not having the exact number showing in the modifier like we did before. The reason I've chosen to do it this way is because I don't want to overwhelm the player. You know, in the previous cake, you'd get like an anger stack, a sweet stack, and 2 more stacks. I can't even remember what they were called. I think that was problematic because it's just an emotional thing. It felt like, and I think about these things a lot, it felt like very overwhelming just seeing like 4 things plop up in the bottom right hand corner every time you ate a cake. And it even felt like there was something wrong going on. And I understand that this is purely, oh, this is an extra chest for sure. I understand that that is purely just like emotional. There's the same thing here. But I think it's cleaner to have it this way. It is a little bit less transparent though, as I say, which is kind of the point as well. I want it to be a little bit less transparent. And a cake layer is all of those modifiers. It increases soul shards, it increases the difficulty, it increases the amount of chests and coins and ores and all of that. One thing that I want to find out, as I said earlier, is like, okay, is Cake Vaults now going to be the superior vault? Is this going to replace any want to do Catalyst Vaults at all? I doubt it will, because if you think about it, we haven't spent a lot of time, but 3 minutes and 20 seconds where we haven't been looting. I've been looting like, what, 3 or 8 chests? You know, and so in a normal vault where you can loot like, say, 300 chests, I don't know if this is going to compete. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's go. But another really good feeling with this, at least from my perspective, is the fact that you don't have to work. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to ask Twitch chat here about this as well. When I was running a cake vault, it was kind of anxiety in my chest about leaving rooms behind. As stupid as that may sound, because it's essentially just a video game. Not about the crate pedestal, because I don't really care if I lose or win or whatever. But there was an anxiety about like, oh, here's a painting room, and I'm just, you know, I'm not going to stop here. I'm just going to continue going. I feel like that is obviously completely solved now. This POI is messy. I like it, but it's like hard to see things. There's the cake. I saw a vendor here as well. Oh dear. See, this is the thing, like, I want to go into this vendor, for sure. I gotta kill this guy, though. There we go. Yeah. What is this, like 55 tanks? But yeah, no, I had anxiety about deciding. It was a decision anxiety. That's what it was. Like, do I go back or do I go forward? And it never feels good in any video game when you have to, like, go back on yourself. Here we go. Shield, wand, and... It's like a soulbound reach duel. No, I'm gonna skip. Gonna skip. But that's the new vendor! How cool is it that? And as I've said before, totally false idea if you don't like it. If you like it, it was my idea exclusively. False had nothing to do with it. No, I'm just kidding. It is a completely false idea and it's a great idea. And it's very, very smart. Because vendors in vendor rooms in Vault Hunters previously was always a little bit weird. It was another one of those things that you had to make up your mind whether or not you should spend time looking around that certain room or if you shouldn't, right? And it was kind of weird. Another new thing, in case you haven't seen the update video, is that there's a crate pedestal in every single room. And the reason that changed is kind of similar to the other thing. I don't think that the challenge of searching for something that could potentially be there, this is something we have done a lot in Vault Hunters, and it may be because I've been developing this game for so long, it may be that's why I've changed my view on it, but I feel like it's not the most fun. Like, we can do better than that now. It's all good to, like, have some sort of search for certain things, but I think we have overused that mechanic in development and in game design, and I'm not blaming anyone but myself for this. And so with this update, as those of you who saw the update video, trinket! Let's go! The brazier objective spawns in every single room, and it's more about the choice for the player more than the search for a monolith type of deal, which is exciting, very exciting. And then yeah, here with pedestals, I was not a fan of this from the beginning, but I think I've got convinced that it's like, again, I can choose to exit and I can get what is essentially supposedly, if everything is working correctly, the floor, as in the normal crate size is around 40 cakes. That's what I based everything around. So if I would exit now, some mathematician can help me here, but if I would exit now, I would get 13 parts of the full-sized crate. I can definitely tell, though, my first experience from this is that I'm much more inclined to loot as I go. Because I ain't going to be coming back here anyway. And I don't have that decision in my head anymore. And when I see like a bunch of ornate chests, or like this, like that's like 5 chests connected together, I want to loot them. So this is looking good. This is feeling emotionally. And I knew I couldn't get this feeling until I tried it with like real gear and stuff. But it is feeling as I was hoping. Okay, the mobs are getting... I was one-shotting these. And you can see some of them are not being one-shot. Oh, another vendor. Okay, I love these already. These feel... There it is. There it is. There it is. The resilient focus that I don't have. 17 cakes. This is... yeah, this is not looking great for getting 40, which was my goal. Look at this! Oh, okay. I gotta loot this mega vein. Oh, I'm not getting to it, am I? Oh. Okay, the mobs are definitely hurting more than than they did originally, which makes sense. That was an incredible amount of wooden chests with only 17 cakes. I'm not inclined to look for crates as much as I was before because of the fact that there's so much loot already. And that, of course, takes time as well, away from the objective. Oh, this is awesome. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. The fact that this it's switched from being like a choice where, okay, when do you have to go back, Iskall, to a previous room? Oh! Into being, okay, when do I engage with the content that's in this room? Maybe the meta of cakes changes from being like a how many cakes can you get to being actually looting and benefiting. And I think that, if so, would be a great change. Because if you think about it, we've done a lot of cake vaults, and they haven't ever been, like, beneficial loot-wise. It's more been like a fun gimmick. I also think that it's not just the amount of mobs spawning also increases with the more cakes. So it's not just the few mobs that you happen to interact with. You also get more mobs. Oh! Oh! 20 cakes in the library! How's this thing looking then? Garbage so far. Uh-oh. But for anyone hoping that I would hit 40 cakes in this vault, this is a bad news. But I gotta play this like I would have played it regardless. But this is interesting. This is very interesting. My brain is saying, loot that array of chests. It's not saying, you gotta run for more. It's so much more engaging. And I saw someone in chat write that it's more encouraging to loot. Yes. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm glad that this is done passively. The fact that you visually see what is happening, what is growing, it makes it feel a lot better. I definitely don't sense the danger though, as much as I would have thought. But I am only 22 cakes in. But if I compare the amount of loot I'm seeing to the danger, I'm not sensing it. I'm not feeling it. And the fact that there's a cake pedestal in every single room, I think has removed the worry in the backbone. I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, because it was definitely one of the challenges that you had. But as I say, I'd rather tweak the numbers so that the growth of chests are, if anything, a little bit smaller, and keep the cake pedestal in every room. Because I want the goal to be a choice for the player more than a random RNG thing. No danger after 23 cakes is not a good thing. I don't think that it's no danger. I don't think that is the case. I think the amount of cakes is fine, right? I mean, I've certainly not been speedrunning this. I think more so the problem would be that I'm spawning in too much loot too quickly. So maybe like 10 cakes back. So this should be the equivalent of like 36 cakes. And with that, the danger would go up as well. But I haven't really been engaging with the mobs. They are getting faster though. But we'll see the result. I do fear, just in my very quick testing, that the crake expansion is not ideal. I think it's way too big probably at the moment. Check this out! Okay, I don't have time, but there's so many more, there are so much more ores. 28 layers in. I also think that like certain mobs are probably going to be more problematic, and in this team, the spiders is always going to be a problem. But like certain mobs don't scale very well, right? Like creepers. To include a random chance for a mega curse. I removed that late last night as a last minute change because the original response without anyone seeing it was negative towards it. And now when I'm sitting here, I'm feeling like maybe that should be there as an RNG aspect. So I had the mega curses in, and like I deemed it just as an unnecessary thing yesterday. I felt like, well, it's never gonna feel good. It's just gonna be annoying. Oh, this room is gonna be insane downstairs. Bro, look at this. Okay. The mobs are very buffed. Okay, this is great. This is unbelievably fantastic. Here's a good thing with cake vaults though, is that you get presented with less of these rooms than a normal vault, because there's no way you can move as fast as you can without searching for a cake, obviously. And you only get one direction. So like finding a room like this is better in a cake vault this far in than it is in a normal vault. I'm a little bit worried now. I was actually, before we found this room, I was like, I'm gonna clutch this, man. I get to 40. But now I spent 2 minutes here and I can't find this cake. That being said, I could go backwards. But we don't want to go backwards, because there is no... I didn't say that in the video, but there's no cake pedestals in challenge rooms. So this is the number that I wanted to compare, right? Okay, so how strong is it actually? Of course, that last room did a lot for us, right? 148 on 8. We spent like 3 minutes there, and we got it on the very end. I don't think it's I don't think it's very far off, honestly. I don't think it's very far off, right? But I think it needs... a little bit of a nerf before we release it. That was good fun. That's great fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think that that is a massive update to Cake Vaults. Let's have a look in the crate though, because I think that this may be way too strong. No, there is an artifact in there. Okay, I have to check the artifact stuff because it shouldn't be. I mean, I can't possibly know. I could just have got lucky. I like this. I think this is very good. I think that that completion crate may be a little bit bugged at the moment and may be smaller than that. Because as I say, I based everything around 40 cakes and I got 31. So it shouldn't actually be a full completion crate. It was very hard to tell if it was, but it looks like it's more than a full completion crate. Yeah, how did people feel about this in general? Too strong? Too good? Definitely OP. It needs a nerf. A little OP. Nerf. Too strong, sadly. A little bit too strong. Try one cake. Too OP the chests. Pedestal in every room makes this super easy. I think you misunderstand it then. Because, so you can exit. So you can go in and you can take the pedestal and exit after, 3 cakes or whatever you want to do. But your completion crate is going to be garbage. It was actually a little bit annoying from a balancing perspective that we got that room at the last room. Like that was a dream to get the village ornate room at the very end there when the vault was that strong. That was a little bit sad because it does skew the result of this vault. Like any vault with that many cascading on it and you find that room is going to be very strong, right? So, and we also got the Omega Gilded room, which like these are rare occurrences. It needs more testing. So there was a change to Trap Disarm, which makes this helmet not completely garbage. I'm not going to use it anyway, but yeah, overstacking Trap Disarm, as Barry has requested to be a feature for the longest time, is now a thing in this version of Vault Hunters. And so Trap Disarm is no longer a dead affix after mid-game. You guys up for another one? And pay attention. Like, as I say, it's only tuned back slightly. I think this is better though. Okay, here we go. All right, pirate theme, here we go. Cake number 1. This should be slightly tuned back to the previous one we did. Look at this! I got another library, but this time this library is super early, and so it's not as impressive. It'll still be good to loot though. But oh, we go. So this is something that the Cake Vaults didn't have before that I am super aware of and that I think was bad with Cake Vaults. And also one of the reasons why I personally didn't really like Cake Vaults was that you didn't really loot, right? You just ran. And I'm feeling that same thing now. Like, I don't really want to loot this room. Now I'm not feeling like I'm doing a disservice by not coming back here. So I don't have to plan my route to come back to this room. Okay, we go. Stop looting. So that feeling is still there. One thing I think I didn't add to Cake Layers that I think I should add, though, before release is mob critical hit chance. I think the mobs should crit more frequent as well. Because I think that's a great way. So we have mob damage, but critical hit can be, like you can build against critical hits. So you can like have a stronger cake build by building better gear. Of course, damage can be mitigated with armor and resistance, but it's all very generic. Whereas critical hit is like something you choose to go into. Oh no, here it is again. Please have an easy cake up here, because this time this is not going to be as good downstairs. Wait, is it going to be... It's going to be in the same location where I can't find it. I want to feel the difference in this guy. Oh yeah, we definitely... There it is. We definitely didn't 3-hit him last time. Because of course we didn't. But also this room was completely filled with ornate chests. Okay, well we're seeing a bit of impact on the wooden chest there. 8 slices in. Yeah, look at this. So no extra wooden chest there. Where was it that I did my check last time? Was it like 17 cakes? 17 cakes was when I started looting the first time. But this is the good thing, right? You're picking up these smaller POIs. You're like I like this. With these changes to Cake Vaults, I would definitely start running them, and I would run like one. Yeah, I think what people forget is that, like, for the longest time, we have been running Cake Vaults, and they've been more like a, as I said before, they've been more like a fun little side thing, more than like, okay, I'm gonna profit from this, because there's never been like profit in caking. Profit makes everything more fun. That is true. That is true. Yeah, it does. Oh, is this ornates? I gotta loot. Gotta give the trinket chances a chance, you know. But we could do other things in cake vaults that makes them like we can think of this in more dimensions. We could remove in cake vaults. We could remove all dungeons, and we could remove all treasure doors, and we could remove all vendors. Like we could do stuff like that to make it so that, well, you know, they're great and all, but I want to do some treasure hunting or I want to do some dungeon hunting, and like that's not something you do in cakes. You can't chaos augment the cake. You can't modify the cake at all, and that's important, I think. Also, with these changes, chaos auging a cake would make it feel less responsive to what you're doing. Like, that would remove a lot of this feature. Okay, 20 cakes in. We got quite a few chests here. I will say one thing that I'm regretting, that I think I will change before release. Cake layers currently add a percentage of item rarity with every layer. So right now we have 21% item rarity. I don't think that's a necessity. I don't think we need to add rarity. I think we should let the player have that on their gear. Yeah, look at the difference of the spider's durability now, or toughness. No! A Vutak special that doesn't exist. This is down. We gotta go down. I mean, it's great if this is not trapped, actually. Spider durability. I mean, yeah, their toughness. Yay! There's the cake. Oh. I feel like the difficulty of the mobs may need to scale a bit quicker. I do think that the chest now is probably okay. Like, we want it to grow, right? And this is good, because that I could not determine when I had like random gear. I was like, it's probably fine. 7 minutes, 23 cakes. Okay, we're definitely not getting many cakes. Oh my. I had to. I don't even care. I had to. Other things that we could play with to add difficulty for people saying like mobs doesn't matter. That is true for like a pacifist. This is a giant buff, right? We could play with player stats. I don't know if that's evil though, but we could like mess with their trap disarm, as you know. We can mess with their cooldown reduction, mana regen, all of these things. That could be fun. Everyone just hates it. I think the good thing if we would do that would be that you force the player out of their comfort zone. Champions abode would be another thing, but I see it as a positive as well. So I have to be very careful when adding champion spawns. You're not wrong. It's not a bad idea. But like, look, now at 27 cakes and a little bit before that, I'm definitely at the state where I don't feel, or where I feel like I should be looting. Maybe there are still a bit too many chests. I don't know. Wait, let me do this. This is my altar. Kill champions, come on! The one thing that the cake doesn't help me with right now. Okay, no, won't be doing that. I'm scared to see what a 50 cake room would look like. It shouldn't be a scary thing though, it should be an exciting thing. But yeah, maybe it does scale a little bit too quick. The problem is if it scales too slow, it just feels useless. It's important to find that exact balance. Alright, 11 more cakes in 2 minutes. Here we go. Oof. It's not going to happen. I think that the mobs could... Like, I think that the chests here are fine. I think that the mobs should do more damage. More speed. Yeah, I think that... Actually, that may be the answer. I think that they're... Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's correct. I think that the mob speed isn't increasing enough. Oh. Oh. I did not look at the time. Did I not just say that we had 2 minutes remaining? Did I just waste that time? Anyway, I think that's head on the nail. I think mob speed is the thing we need to increase. Crake pedestal in every single room. Where is it? Are you kidding me? Oh, and then this dies. Okay. It's basically saying no more loot. Where's the crake pedestals at? I couldn't see them in the 3 rooms. Was I just blind? I couldn't see it for the life of me. No, you guys didn't see them either. Some people are saying greed is good. It says greed is good. My friend, I sincerely stand by it. These things happen. These are just like products of greed, but that's 125 gold. Who cares, right? Who cares? We got to play it to the fullest. We're a bit poor, but we're okay. Okay, so I don't think that that vault was overpowered. I think that's about the right number for Cake. I do think that the mobs should be faster, though. The mobs needs to be a little bit more of a threat. Am I right? I think if I increase mob speed slightly, I think that we are there. I think that that amount of chests and coins is completely fine, honestly. Like, look, you can have cake runs where you don't get any of these special rooms. And like, we didn't get the super room there at the end. You can clearly see that the loot is different. The amount of chests were different, 288. And you can't target what you get, right? So I do think I should remove the rarity, though. I think that's a bit weird. But yeah, all in all, I think that that's a win.